The truth sets you free. With the world's fastest reader, Howard Stephen Berg. Hi everyone, Howard Berg, world's fastest reader. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're going to have a lot of fun, learn some important information. I have a wonderful guest today, Monica Norman, and we'll be speaking with her about her spa and some very special work she's doing for oncology patients and many other things. Before we start, I'd like to go quickly to our sponsor, and that is the Hillcrest Baptist Church, the Sunday School, and you could reach them at 972-227-6453. Can you please show the next slide? And some of you remember we had Dr. Gloria Cowan as our guest. She does some very special Sunday school work. It's an in-depth study of books of the Bible, searching for theological meaning with practical application for daily living, and teacher notes with scripture will be provided. So please consider using her services. I think you'll find her an excellent instructor and a wonderful person. Some of you remember we had her on our show a short time ago, and I'm hoping to have her back again sometime in the future. Well, as you know, I like to begin every show with a learning tip. And for today, we'll cover something very special, math. A lot of people really struggle with math. I'm going to show you how easy math is when you use brain-based learning. Can you go to the next slide, please? Here's a problem. 103 times 107. What if I said you should have the answer right now without a calculator? You'd say, are you kidding? No, I'm serious. You know the difference between an easy question and a hard question? If I said, what's your birthday? How many of you would know the answer? I'm guessing everyone. I said, what's my birthday? How many of you would know the answer? Only my wife and my kids. My birthday is July 31st. What's my birthday? July 31st. How hard was it the second time? Easy. There are no hard questions when you know the answer. Everything's easy when you know the answer. I'm going to show you the answer for doing math just like you see here in your head instantly. 103 times 107. Notice both of these numbers are greater than 100, and both of these numbers are close to 100. That's very important. You wouldn't want to do 197 and 103, or 98 and 103. Both numbers are bigger than 100 and close, say between 100 and 110. First step, how much greater than 100 is 103? As you can see on the screen, it's 3. How much greater than 100 is 107? It's 7. How hard was that? Pretty simple. Write those numbers next to the original number and then multiply the two differences. 3 times 7 is how much? 21. That's the hardest part of this whole multiplication technique. Go to the next slide, please. Let's add diagonally for the second step. What's 103 plus 7? You said 110, you got it right. What's 107 plus 3? 110. Go to the next slide. So no matter which way you add, it's 110, which tells you what? You're always going to find whichever way you add, the answer is the same. So pick the easier way. If you have two ways to do it, and one is a little tricky and one is easier, it's the same answer. So we get 103 plus 100 plus 7 is 110, 107 plus 3 is 110. We write down 110. 103 times 107 is 11,021. How hard was that? Was that cool? Now here's how to use it. Imagine you have kids that are in school. A lot of you do, or you know someone who does. Maybe their grandkids or nieces and nephews. A lot of kids today are struggling in math. 38% high school seniors can't count. That's the actual number. And a lot of the problem isn't that they can't do it. They believe they can't do it. And it's the belief that stops them from learning. You show them how to do something this simple that looks difficult, and they can no longer say they can't do it because they did. That's it. You now have a speed math system. Okay, thank you. We're going to move on now to an incredible interview with my friend Monica Norman. And she's in a spa called Spa Esoteric. What exactly, where did the name come from? Why did you pick that name for your spa?
Good morning.
Thank you.
It took me a while to figure out what I wanted to name the spa. And the technical definition of esoteric is a special place for a certain group of people. And I believe that's what we are, because we have specialty services that nobody else has. And we really take the time to search out non-traditional treatments that are going to be for great well care for our clients.
And I know you do some amazing things. I have a number of questions, but I'm going to go to the first one. I know you're doing some amazing things for oncology patients. That's one of the reasons why I brought you here. There's a lot of different spas in a lot of places, but you're doing something so different to help people who have cancer. And I was hoping we could talk a little about that first instead of second, and give people some insights into the wonderful work you're doing with cancer patients here in McKinney, Texas.
Sure. We have, we've been the only full-service oncology day spa in the state of Texas, and I believe that we still are. I also teach oncology aesthetics, so we've trained a lot of estheticians. I have a full staff that is trained in aesthetics, and my massage therapists are trained as well, and then I do hand and foot treatments because you can't really do manicures and pedicures. It's been a calling for me to help make clients that are going through these treatments have an easier time. We have a very clean, safe spa, which is very important with bacteria. My other esthetician is an RN, so we have that level of expertise on staff as well. And the massage therapists are seasoned therapists, so they have a lot of medical background behind them as well. We are very conscious of having them come in and having a good, safe, clean environment to have treatments in.
Because with the treatments they have, their immune systems
Exactly. It's very low.
Compromised.
It's very low. And a lot of therapists, we have found that the oncology clients come in and they are so tired of being poked and prodded and cut on that they can come in and have a nurturing, calm environment to just have some great services.
So whether or not they're treatable and curable, or they're in a situation where it's not going to be a good outcome, they have a place to go.
Right, it doesn't make any
difference. To get some security
right.
and comfort.
Right.
And in some cases, you could actually help
right.
with the movement of their treatment.
Right. It doesn't matter what stage of cancer they're in. We have clients that have just been diagnosed. We have clients that are in full treatment. We have clients that are terminal. It doesn't make any difference.
But your approach to the treatment differs depending on the stage they're in.
Yes.
Right.
It's more about what you cannot do for them than what you can do. So we're very educated on what happens to their skin, because chemo is a metallic, and as you're processing that through your body, it leaves deposits on your hair and your skin and your nails. So there are a lot of products that are not contraindicated that we can use. There are a lot of things that if you're not educated, you can apply and it can cause some issues.
I know my wife is a massage therapist, and she's trained in oncology, and she was explaining to me that in certain treatments, doing the massage could be very detrimental.
Yes.
Because you could be spreading the lymphoma through the lymph system unintentionally. So you have a knowledge of these things and know which patients you can do the massage on and which ones you should do, like you said, just the foot massage, just something to feel some comfort and a level of security. Can you talk a little about some of that?
Well, you can't really spread cancer because if you have liver cancer, and a lot of people have that misnomer that if you come in and you have liver cancer and you have a massage, you're going to leave with brain cancer because we've spread it. That's not going to happen. That's impossible, because it's indicative to the tissue that it started in.
Okay.
Just like you're not going to get liver cells becoming brain cells. They have their own nucleus of where they're supposed to be. What we do is we can work around ports. We have clients that come in that have had lymph nodes taken out. So in a traditional massage, you would be moving lymph everywhere. You cannot move lymph to an area that doesn't have a door to open. You can cause edema. So we reroute it. Yes. So we reroute it. There have been occasion, I have a very good friend who's a massage instructor in oncology, and she lives on the East Coast, and there have been massage therapists that were working on oncology clients that didn't know what they were doing, and they created a blood clot, and then one lady did die. So it's a very, very specific type of training that you need to have. And we've told our clients, if you're going to go on a cruise or you're going to go on holiday, and if you have massage treatments booked, please make sure that they're trained. Otherwise, just go get your hair done, because you don't want to cause problems. Not everybody gets lymphedema or gets any kind of edema at all, but once you create it, you will always have it.
And that's why I had you on as a guest, among other things. I know we have a lot of fun things to talk about, but this is such a wonderful way of helping people that are suffering and having enough challenges in their life,
Right.
and then they go to get something as simple as a massage, and
Right.
instead of making it better, they've made it worse. And literally, you're the only spa in this state that's been specifically trained to help people like that. What are some of the other things you might do to help someone? Say beauty treatments. I know a lot of times the chemo will produce some very detrimental things on their overall physical appearance.
We help clients with after they've lost their hair, and sometimes they'll have dry scalp. Chemo is very drying to your skin. We carry a product line called Intraceuticals, which is the same facial that Madonna gets, but it's hyperbaric oxygen, so it's oxygen under pressure. And the serum is primarily hyaluronic acid, which is the component that your skin uses and needs to keep it hydrated. And chemo destroys that. So in doing an infusion on their skin, because it does go into the tissue, it's helping to recalibrate that component of their skin to keep it from getting dry. So we do that in facials on all of our oncology clients. We can also use the machines for inhalation and inhaling oxygen. It's so much nicer in a spa environment than it is in the hospital, and it's calibrated the same as you would get in the hospital.
And cancer is anaerobic. It doesn't like oxygen.
Right. So it helps to increase the blood cell production. It helps with endorphins, and it helps to just give you a better sense of well-being. You can lay on my table and read a book or take a nap and just have some oxygen for 30 minutes.
That explains the name of the spa, because you're doing non-traditional treatments, but in a very positive way to help people in a lot of ways. Well, your experience, what have you done in the industry and in general? I know that you've been doing this for many, many years. Can you tell us a little about yourself? And
well, I've been in this industry over 40 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
You look like you're 40.
I wish.
So you were an embryo when you started.
Yeah, exactly. Some days better than others. When I originally started as a hairdresser. When I started doing hair, we didn't have blow dryers, so that tells you how long.
God. We didn't have scissors. We used.
We're using bone, yeah. So I've seen a lot of things in the industry come around 3 or 4 times already. You know, it's not new to me. Some of the stuff I was there in the inception, and I've always been an educator since I was in my 20s. So I was on the road doing platform work with a lot of crazy hairdressers in the 80s, and I'm proud to say I survived. You know, a lot of us didn't very well, and it was
crazy times.
It was a happy time. And then I've taught in beauty schools. I've taught a lot of advanced education. I've taught salon psychology for a while.
Teach like at the college level, literally.
To
estheticians.
Yes, and hairdressers, because we have to have education to keep our license renewed.
And you've spent, I believe, hundreds of thousands of dollars on your, much more than the typical person in your industry would have done, so that you would be qualified to do some of these special services to help people that are suffering and need that extra help. In fact, am I correct? But people who have the need for that treatment, you have a very special way of helping them, because a lot of them are financially distressed with their treatments. Can you tell people a little about this, what you're doing to help?
We have what we call a suspended account. And there is a wonderful client of ours, her name is Rosie, and she makes little pillows. And they're all different kinds of fabric, and they have little 12 affirmation cards in them. And we sell those in the spa for $20, and portions of that goes into our suspended account. And we have some other articles that participate as well. The suspended account is money that is held in there, so when an oncology client comes in, we have money in the kitty and it pays for their treatments.
Isn't that wonderful,
Yeah.
people? When you think about that, someone running a business to help people who are ill, and if they can't afford to pay for the treatment, she's gone out of her way to help these people get this service. To the only people in the state of Texas doing this. This is why I brought you here, by the way, because I know about what you do. I'm in the Rotary, and you spoke for my Rotary group, and I was so impressed with what you're doing and how you're serving the community. It's not just, it is a spa, and
Yes.
you do take
Yes.
regular
Yes.
people.
Right,
But
right.
this was just so wonderful. I lost my mother from cancer. My mother had pancreatic cancer.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
She died at 58.
Oh.
It was very, very difficult. I actually sat and held her hand while she died. I was the only one in the room. She didn't want to be alone, and I couldn't fix her, but I could comfort her. It was very, I mean, it still makes me want to cry. It was so painful. So when I heard what you're doing to help people like my mom, I said, we need to let people know about this. A lot of them have no idea that there's a service like yours available, and that you even help them with the financial burden of doing it. And I just said, wow, what a wonderful thing, and people need to know about this.
We have clients that will just donate money for the kitty, or they'll have a gift certificate with, you know, money left over on it and donate. So there's a lot of different ways that we do this. Plus, we only charge a national average of $50, and you know, these are spa services that are technically $100 and more.
Right.
So it's not going to fill up my pocket, but it fills up my heart.
I totally get it. You know, I teach learning and reading, and there are times I just do it to help people who would not be able to afford
Exactly.
to pay for it, and it's because it's the right thing to do. If you have a skill and a talent, and you could serve the community, you want to serve that community. You need to pay your bills.
Yes, yes,
But
I do.
But it's not just. I don't believe that everything is about money.
No.
I think it's about people. And speaking of that, you have an incredible building, don't you?
Yes, yes. We are in the historical district of downtown McKinney, and I have a house, which makes it even more conducive to coming in and having
It used to
treatments.
be a medical.
Yes, the first original owner of the house was a doctor who was in the military. The house is 135 years old.
Historical
It's
site.
historical, it's registered historical, and we're right off the square, so it's a lot easier to access.
Gorgeous. I've been there. It's just, I mean, I don't go there for treatment. I've had haircuts
Yes,
there.
you
as
have.
do male haircuts. Obviously, I didn't go there to have my skin tightened, although I guess some men might. But I was just very impressed with it has like its own feel.
It
It's a
does, it has
very
great energy.
Great energy. You just walk in there and you could feel the healthfulness of the love.
Yeah.
I think I would call it the
Yeah.
love
Yeah.
of the people
There
that
is.
work there. They're not just there to work, they're there to serve. And
We have a great family. All of my staff, we're just very close, and we're there pretty much more than we are home a lot of times.
Yes.
You're
a workaholic.
So I am. It's just what I do, and it's just how I am. So
there's different rooms there. Can you tell us a little about what goes on?
there, the front part of the house is the salon. We have full service hair, and then I have 2 treatment rooms with 2 tables in them. We do a lot of couples, or an oncology client can come in with a companion or a caretaker, and then they get a service for the same price. So we have 2 treatment rooms.
Right.
And
Can I
then
say something about that? This is an amazing opportunity. So someone may have someone who has this disease, and they come in with this person, and while the other person is getting this treatment, this specialized treatment, you have the opportunity to have a treatment for yourself.
Right.
They're going through a lot too. I
Yeah.
went through it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's never as bad as the person who's suffering, but it breaks your heart. And what a wonderful thing that you offer people who are going through it, not just for the patient, but for the family, the person who's helping that. I hope people are writing down the information so they can reach you, because I think this is an incredible opportunity, and maybe people, now that they know about it, can reach out to you. And I'm sorry I interrupted you, but it moves me to hear what you do.
Well, there is a technical syndrome now called caretaker syndrome, and people are exhausted and they have PTSD. So there's a whole lot going on. You know, there's anger and being upset and fear that goes with being a caretaker as well. We have on an average of 1,000 oncology clients that come through our spa every year.
Wow,
And
that's a lot.
we've lost some, and we've had some very successful stories. I've been fortunate to be part of a few clients' families because we are extended. In addition to all the regular clients that we do, because we are full service for adults. So we do have a lot of men that come in.
I was one.
We have a lot of couples for massage, and then I do pedicures on men too.
I guess that's
Yeah.
true. Why don't you tell us a little about some of the non-oncology related services that the spa offers as well?
Well, I have a full service menu for the pregnant. So we do
okay.
pregnancy after your first trimester, then you can have massage or facials, hand treatments, foot treatments, all the way to
And
delivery.
they need to be careful as well.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. There are certain trigger points on your feet and your hand that if there's too much pressure, it can start the Pitocin in your system, which means you're having a baby on my silk chair. Not happening. And then we also do intraceuticals, which is a fabulous facial for anyone, male or female. And then our latest project the past few years has been microneedling, which is collagen induction therapy. So this helps with acne scars, hyperpigmentation, stretch marks, any kind of scarring, to rehabilitate it so that it calms it down and rebuilds the tissue of the skin. It's really great in facials too.
You were telling me a story about a young lady who had eczema, I believe? Was it?
Yeah, we have a Soluma panel, which is an LED panel, and the Soluma company gifts a lot of the panels to wounded warriors through Semper Fi. So it helps with healing because especially with wounded warriors, they have mental illness and they have body illness. So they have found that if they can really expedite the healing of their body, then it helps their mind. So it's great for wounded warriors, it's great for weekend warriors with dads with shoulders, arthritis, eczema. It just helps with so many things. And we also use it in facials. It's a panel. This is a picture of it. And you can use it anywhere on the body. You just lay it over.
Oh, how
So-
cool. I think you mentioned that you were going to do some of that skin treatment with a dentist.
Yes.
And I was like, a dentist? Why don't you say a little about that? I think that was an interesting story.
I have a couple friends of mine who are estheticians, and I do microneedling on their clients, and I've been invited to come to my dentist and do microneedling and intraceuticals on some of her clients. And she also does a lot of facial reconstruction. So there's a young girl we're anticipating working on who had scarring from hair, lip, and cleft palate. So I'm going to microneedle her scarring to help it go away. It's things like that and acne scars that really helps to change a person's life. You know, it helps to boost their
Self-esteem?
Their self-esteem, exactly.
And I know everyone could relate to that. I mean, we've seen people with acne scarring, and it must be very painful for someone. It might make them feel uncomfortable socializing.
Absolutely.
You know, which is a shame because it's the person that matters.
Absolutely.
But people don't often judge them by their personality, but their appearance, and you're giving them another opportunity. What do you think is the greatest experience that you offer in the spa? You have so many things there that you're doing. What do you find?
I think the thing that our clients talk to us most about is when they walk through the doors, they just have this different feeling. They can come in and rest and relax. We're kind of like Switzerland in that we don't take sides, and we're kind of like Vegas in that what happens there stays there. So it's a safe environment, but it's very nurturing. We have hot tea, we have fruit and cookies all the time.
Good cookies.
Good cookies, yeah. I kind of rotate where I get them because I don't bake
Every
them.
time, I'm always afraid of walking the door because
Yeah. I don't bake them. I don't have the time.
they're good though. Good. Well, you're in downtown McKinney, which is a historical, and there's so much down there. So you're a part of that environment. How do you blend in with that environment?
We're some of the downtown merchants call us the Google spot. So we're kind of plugged into everybody. We work a lot with the B&Bs in town when they have clients come in, and we do treatments for them while they're in on their stay. We also recommend restaurants and place to shop. And if you need something, my clients will really ask me first. And if I don't know off the top of my head, I know somebody who does. So I shop downtown, I eat downtown. You know, a lot of the merchants are dear friends of mine. And we just keep everybody plugged in because it takes a village to keep everybody rolling, and we're part of that.
I know McKinney was, I live in McKinney, and it was voted one of the best places in America to live. And on Friday nights, when I grew up in New York, often we'd go to the village on the weekends, and there'd be there's Paul Simon, there was all kinds of people, Bob Dylan, there was people singing in the different places. And downtown McKinney on a Friday night is very...
It's hopping.
It's hopping. So let me give people some information about the spa and how to reach you. Can you please put the spa information up on the screen? Okay, that's the phone number for Spa Esoterica. You know, a lot of you live in Texas, you're in the area. If you know someone who has a specialized need like an oncology problem or they're pregnant, this is a place you really need to check out. They're offering a unique service. They're the only service in the state of Texas dedicated to that group of people that are trained especially to help them. And for those of you who are watching out of town, come to McKinney for a weekend. Go to a B&B, check out the downtown, the nightlife, have a nice meal, go to a wonderful musical experience, and then have a nice massage, a couple's massage, or perhaps you have an illness or a disease that they could be helped with at the spa. So it's a win-win. They get to spend some wonderful time with you and get to see a little of our town. Well, we're almost done, so I was going to tell you a little about myself again. I'm Howard Berg, the world's fastest reader. And if you would like to reach me, can you please put my contact information up? I could be reached at HBspeedreading.com. That's my website, HBspeedreading.com. And I have an opportunity for you to get a free consultation on how to learn and use information. No charge, absolutely free, available on the website. Also, I have a reading program that will double the rate at which you read. You only pay for the results. If I can't get you to read 100% faster, don't pay. You get your money back. I guarantee it. And I'm also available to speak at churches and companies. Perhaps you have a group or an organization. I love what I do, just like Monica. It makes differences in people's lives. I think it's so wonderful to have an opportunity to do what you love and to help people do what they love at the same time. When I look at the children I've helped, kids at 11 going to college and getting A's in as little as a week, I feel so blessed to have that opportunity to share what I've learned. So if you give me, that's also my cell phone. That's not a business phone. That's my cell phone, 214-952-9150. I'm that committed to serving people. I give out my personal cell phone so people can reach me. So if you need my help, if you'd like me to teach your family or your student how to learn, if you'd like for me to speak for your organization, if you would like a free consultation, I encourage you, get in touch with me, either through hbspeedreading.com or my phone. Well, we're coming to the end, so I want to wish you and yours the best of success, and I'm really looking forward to our next show and our next guest. Till then, Howard Berg, world's fastest reader. Take care. The truth sets you free. With the world's fastest reader, Howard Stephen Berg.